Welcome back to Concised Microbiology, an exam preparatory video with me, Kavya Tendral. Today we will be seeing the continuation of complement system. This is part 2. Yesterday we have seen about what is a complement and how it is produced, that is from the liver monocyte, and some properties of the complement, and why IgM is potent to initiate this complement, what are the types or the pathways, types of complement pathways, outline of complement pathway, inactivated serum. An important feature to remember in writing the complement question, that is this tabulation. Now we'll continue with the continuation of studies with that is complement part 2. Here we'll see initiators of alternate pathway. What are the alternate pathway initiators? We know all the antigen antibody complex are going to initiate classical, whereas in alternate it is endotoxin, fungus, parasite like especially trypanosomas, virus infected cells, IgA and IgD, tumor cells, and cobra venom. If at all a person is said to be a victim of cobra bite or snake bite, especially cobra, always think that the person could have developed or initiated this alternate pathway. Next is endotoxin, as we all know, this is most important: endotoxin, cobra, IgA, IgD, fungus, and trypanosoma. Next, coming to the pathway per se. Very simple. What we need to remember before studying this is, in all this pathway, especially in max we have studied the number is from 1 to 9. Here only one change, that is 1 instead of 2 there will be 4. 4 will be jumbled from here to this place, that's all. And A will be, you know, a complement has A and B fragments, of which A fragment will be dissociating out and B will be continuing the cascade, except for C2. These two important points to be remembered. And having this in mind, when antigen antibody complex is there, C1 is activated with QRS, and after C1 is getting formed with that antigen antibody complex, then comes C4, and then comes C2, and then is the C3. Ultimately, before C3 getting involved, the complement C3 getting involved, there will be formation of C3 convertase. Next is after forming of C3 convertase, which acts on C3, it will form C5 convertase, because we already said to get what is C5 convertase, we need to know C3 convertase plus just add 3B to arrive C5 convertase. So after C5 convertase is done, like 5, 6, 7, 8 like together it forms membrane complex. It causes cytolysis. Lectin is also same, but remember lectin is a separate name. So classical, alternate are like sounding similar. Alternate is like very different pathway, whereas lectin, we remember like as if lectin is a separate person, and we are going to give some motivation to that lectin pathway, like mask panne, okay, so MASP, mask. So for the lectin to be activated, it is the mannose binding lectin, and then the MASP. What is MASP is actually, it is just a serine protease. Now the moment MBL is present, that is in turn added with MASP, that forms a complex, and then this things continue. Instead of C1 there is MASP, the same like C4, C2, and things continue like similar to classical. That is what we already said. Classical and lectin are one on similar. And coming to alternate, it is always starting with C3. It is C3b only, because A will go out, right? Okay, so C3b. Then remember B2b. Next is factor B, and then this is B, and next is D. Like after B, we get D in the alphabet, and here in B, one part of the letter is like D. It means D is going to decrease, or it is going to send out or cleave BA portion to be noted. So after it's going to cleave out BA of that, there is formation of one C3 convertase, that is of C3b-BB. This is going to be stabilized with properidin. So ultimately C3b-BB D properidin is what to remember, like a formula to ultimately write in exam. And after that the same story begins. C5 to C9, membrane complex and cell lysis. Coming to regulation, what all the parts we can regulate is, like we know C1 is the starting point, so we can even stop there. C1 inhibitor, Next is C4, the second step. So you can inhibit there, C4 binding protein. And next is factor H, I and DAF. Here factor H is only for alternate pathway. DAF and factor I would be for all three pathways. I remember like high. We say high, right? So HI. So high, factor H and I, and then decay accelerating factor is one of the regulatory proteins. Next is membrane complex forming regulators. One is S protein and next is membrane inhibitor of reactive lysis, that is MIRL or CD59. This is actually important. And then comes homologous restriction factor. What I remember is C1 inhibitor, first step inhibitor, next step C4 inhibitor, next is high H and I inhibitor, DAF, that or CD55 is going to inhibit by accelerating dissociation of C3, because whenever there is a high dissociation of C3, then there is no C3 for acting on C3 convertase. There is no C3 convertase to act on C3, thereby the pathway decreases, like that, inhibits. Now coming to how a microbe evades the complement system. First we know what are all the microbes that is actually evading. Very simple. Whatever the microbe we are more familiar in microbiology are these. Everyone, if someone is asking us to say a bacteria name, we will be first saying E. coli. And then we know typhoid caused by salmonella. So E. coli, salmonella, and STD, one important STD, the Neisseria gonorrhea, causing gonorrhea. And then a bacteria which is prone for producing a green pigment, it is very peculiar for producing the pigment, that is green pigment, Pseudomonas. Next is Staph and Streptococcus. At last, HSV, EBV, viruses and Vaccinia virus. At last, Trypanosoma cruzi and Candida albicans. Here we know Trypanosoma cruzi, trypanosomas will stimulate the alternate pathway. We have already studied earlier now. So these are all the bacteria or a microbe that is going to evade that complement. Just we know this bacteria name. The rest of it, if possible, you can remember, or else let us not confuse it. Next, we will move on to effector function at last. So very simple. Now there is an antigen, antibody is going to produce, and that antibody is fixed with this complement. So what is the fate of that antigen? It can undergo target cell lysis. It can cause, the pathway can stimulate the inflammatory response, like it can produce C3A, C5A, that is anaphylatoxin, and chemotactic factor for neutrophils. Then if it is a virus, it is viral neutralization, and then is opsonization and phagocytosis. At last, there will be removal of this complex, that is the RBC, which has complement receptor 1, the CR1, that will remove. How it is removing is because RBC after its lifetime being senile, it will go to spleen and it will die. Thereby, as it is going, it will take the complements. It is like a common saying that whoever is in the earth will not take anything to earth and will not take anything out when they are dying. But here for RBC, it is taking the complement out when it is going to die. It is like this. So functions are target cell lysis, inflammatory response, viral neutralization, opsonization, and removal of complex from blood. Now coming to complement deficiency disorders. Complement deficiency from C1 to C4 complement protein deficient, it can result in SLE, glomerulonephritis, and pyogenic infection. Like for all complement, if at all a complement protein is going to miss, we can write that all are going to manifest with pyogenic infection, and if it is of MAC or properdin factor D, it could be of Neisseria infection. Simple. So pyogenic infection and Neisseria. If it is of membranoidal complex deficiency, that could result in disseminated Neisseria infection. Now coming to regulatory protein deficiency, that is C1 esterase inhibitor, it causes hereditary angionephrotic edema. One thing to remember is ester, we know in chemistry esters are sweet compounds. We eat sweets to the mouth, right? So it is like in hereditary angionephrotic edema, there will be edema of the lips. So we'll remember like C1 esterase inhibitor causes hereditary angionephrotic edema. Hope you got my point. And next is DAF and CD59. DAF and CD59, we know DAF is decay accelerating factor. What is going to decay? We already discussed is the RBC. RBC is going to decay. If that RBC is going to decay faster, because it is associated with absence of DAF and CD59, that is associated with paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria, PNH. High, we don't say high, factor H and I. Whenever we say H and I, high, it is like first thing we speak to anyone. So first coming cell would be the neutrophils, and that could cause pyogenic infection in its absence, as well as some immune complex disorders. Thank you so much for your patient listening.